Hi, so today we're going to talk about the event-based architecture using our Red Hat portfolio. So we're going to present here a view. This is one example of how we can achieve self-healing infrastructure using an event-based architecture. And today's demo is based on um, Dynatrace monitoring for an app running on Red Hat OpenShift in the cloud. So as we see here, when something bad happens, a problem occurs, like the service degradation, then a Dynatrace webhook sends a message to a Kafka bus, and that message gets picked up by the Red Hat middleware. In this case, it's Red Hat Fuse, as well as Decision Manager, and it gets handled that way. So Red Hat Fuse picks up that notification on the bus, on the Kafka bus, and it invokes a Decision Manager, and Decision Manager um, figures out the remediation plan for that problem, which in this case is an Ansible playbook that gets run and corrects the issue. So we're going to go through that. So here um, we see the Kafka message bus. Here these are two problems, or one problem that got resolved already. And then we see here the service route for the app. So this app is running on OpenShift. This is the namespace here. So this is my Kafka bus that is running also on OpenShift. So the good news here is that all this middleware, as well as the application, as well as the Ansible Tower or the Ansible Automation platform, is all running containerized on top of OpenShift. So here we're showing also the Dynatrace monitoring is running as an operator on OpenShift. So this is the route. So here to simulate the problem, what we did is to delete that route. So again, the problem can be anything from a service getting degraded because of the amount of traffic or any other use case. But just to simulate that there is a problem that occurs over here, we did it by deleting the route for that service. So as soon as we delete the route for the service, we see that the application or that REST API stops responding. And it takes a little bit of time for that to show up on Dynatrace because the Dynatrace monitoring is configured using synthetic monitoring, and that HTTP monitor runs every few minutes here in order to detect whether we have a problem or not. So here's my application. As soon as we delete the route, it shows that the application is no longer available. And a few minutes later, once Dynatrace picks it up, it sends a notification on the Kafka bus using that webhook we already talked about. So here we see that Dynatrace has detected the problem. So we see that there's an error, and that's HTTP. It's reflected here in Dynatrace. And as soon as that happens, then we see the notification on the Kafka bus. So here we see a problem with this problem with the problem ID and all the other parameters that show up in the Kafka bus. So again, our Fuse middleware that's running containerized on OpenShift, in this case, picks up that Kafka notification and connects to Decision Manager that's also running containerized on OpenShift. And Decision Manager realizes that the way to remediate this issue is using an Ansible playbook that will place back that route, which here we are showing in our Ansible Tower dashboard that there's a job that was run today, and that job actually created that route and corrected the issue. So if we go back to our OpenShift dashboard, we see here that the route is back again. It's created, and then we have the Ansible job that was already run. And so Dynatrace will soon show that the problem has actually been corrected or addressed. So if we look at the dashboard, there we go. So we're back to HTTP 200 response. So the problem is good. This was just a connectivity issue here in my Wi-Fi connection, but then this is a closed problem. So as soon as Dynatrace realizes the solution has been implemented or the fix, that the problem has been fixed, then it also sends another notification on the Kafka bus that shows that the problem is resolved. And so once the problem is resolved, then ServiceNow gets updated. So we're not showing here the ServiceNow portion. We will show that in a later video. For now, I want to say thanks a lot to Rohit, Ralhan, and Srikanth, Valluru for all their help in actually implementing this.